Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Don't forget to loaf and lubricate along the way. Oh, it's Wednesday, so it's my bad joke day. This married couple, older Jewish couple, they're in their 80s, and they finally go to the rabbi to tell them, listen, we've decided that we're going to get divorced. The rabbi says, get divorced? You're in your 80s. You've been married for like 65 years. Why now are you getting divorced? Well, we promised each other that we'd wait until the children were dead. Ooh, dark humor from the Jewish tradition. Nonetheless, all right, so deliberate creation is what I'm talking about this week when we're reviewing what makes you attract to yourself the right environment, the positive experiences. Well, first of all, I have a very low bar of satisfaction. So I may not have the abundance of every single thing in life, but as long as I can breathe, as long as I don't need a catheter to go to the bathroom, as long as I have a roof over my head, as long as I have some clothes on my back, as long as I have any money in the bank, as long as I have anybody to speak to, I have an abundance of all great things desired, separate from all the other things that I could talk about. So that's how I reach for thoughts that feel good and remind myself with gratitude and thankfulness of all the breaks that I have and all the things that are good in my life. That gives me strength to go on. Next thing is my meditation teachers always remind me to investigate any thought by just watching it. Be interested in how it expresses itself. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to get rid of it. Don't try to hold on to it. Create non identification. If you see something going on, I see there is now an angry thought, or this is pissed off Buddha, or whatever you tell yourself. But remember, the part that becomes aware of whatever it is not that which it becomes aware of. If you see that you're fearful, the awareness of the fear is different than the fear itself. So that kind of non-identification and distancing yourself makes you less susceptible to thoughts copying your head. Not every thought pertains to reality, which is why we're supposed to be aware of it before we're influenced by it. Once we understand that, then we can face not only our own woundings, because remember, the wound is a womb through which we give birth to something, if you're working this psychologically. But right now, the wounds of the world are showing up all over. Everything seems up for grabs. But those of us who want to believe that we're in the vanguard, not that it makes us better than anybody else or more elite in some way, but once we recognize that we're at that time in history where we can harvest the whole world's culture, the belief system, their ways of knowing, the ways of seeing, the ways of cooking, the ways of doing, the ways of being, the informational highway that's available to us could be the renaissance of world culture. So many traditional ways are breaking down. It's clear that we're at the end of an epoch, and it's time for us to move into a grander vision than we've had up to now in history. Everything has been breached, and the soul of everything rises. So the thing is that this news rarely reaches everybody. To talk about a global culture, seems that wrong rises up to meet us everywhere we look. And it's not going to leave us till we take the biggest stride forward in human history, which is the inclusion and the acceptance of all of us. That's a big statement. It sounds like it's a lot of maturity for so many people who are not mature. Nonetheless, rectification of society begins with rectification of language, as long ago as Confucius. And then when we get into the understanding of Western culture, the importance of the logos, that part of us that speaks being into existence, like the first thing in the Bible, let there be. There's a quality of our allowing things to come through us that will make it manifest. And I really concentrate a lot on what I would call the power of speech and the power of persuasion. People have forgotten how to talk in an agreeable way, how to give pleasure with your words. We don't have the gift of gab like Athena the Greek goddess of intelligent and convincing speech, and neither do we have the beauty of the Aphrodite aspect within us, where speech is used to charm people and you can say things in a beautiful way. It's different styles of rhetoric that we have to learn to adapt ourselves to. Because if we don't do that, it's very easy to see how dead verbiage is violent. Dead verbiage is like an anesthetic that puts people to sleep and dulls them. Dead verbiage is like creating pollution in the world. Guard your speech. Speak intelligently, convincingly, sweetly. Add beauty and charm to what you say.